Jesus, I come to thee.
Happy camp. Happy week. I will go leading like Jesus. So it is another moment that we are going to have education, talk on education. Before that, I'll pray so that I invite the pastor, the doctor to talk to us.
Okay. Did you enjoy the roasted corn yesterday? Okay. I did. I know coming from Transoia, obviously you would expect us, just like Kakamega, to enjoy the maize, right? That was good. Okay. So we thank the Lord for bringing us here this morning. Now, we're going to talk about education in the Seventh-day Adventist, especially Adventist education. But we would like a lot of input from you. So I'm going to ask some people to come and help me. I think my brothers, if we can put one mic just on that table, I'm going to be calling about 3 people who are volunteers to come there so that we can highlight certain points together rather than a lecture. I must start by saying I'm not a product of the education in the Adventism. I'm actually a product of Catholicism. I went to school in a public primary school long time ago. When I was done with the primary school, it was a government primary school. Then I went to Catholic primary school for 1 year. Then I went to another primary school to finish my primary school in a government school. And then after my Form 4, I went to Strathmore College, which is very Catholic. It is almost as Catholic as you can be. And then thereafter, I was in public schools. So I don't have the background of Adventist schools that I can personally share an experience, but I know in the congregation, do we have somebody, just put on that table, my brother, put a mic there. Do we have someone that is a graduate of an Adventist college or high school? Kuna mmoja hapa. You went to Adventist University or some school like that? You have someone? There's not a single graduate of Adventist system. Huh? Okay. All right. Maybe in a few moments they'll join. On the other hand, my children did go to Adventist school, primary school, then a little high school, and mixed with public school. And particularly my daughter went to Andrews University, after which she went to Loma Linda University. So I can say that she is a product of Adventist system. So, but when we look at the Adventist education, many Seventh-day Adventist schools do we have in Kakamega? Anybody knows? Like Chebwai, is that still an Adventist school? Chebwai? Chebwai, okay. Another one? Kuna ingine? Okay. Can we mention a few colleges and schools of Adventism in this country? One is Chebwai. Next, Kamagambo. Cabo Kiek. Yeah, that one too. Yes. Several Segero high schools, right? What is that? That satellite means what, my sister? Oh, the name is satellite. Oh, okay. So there's another one there. Okay. Okay. That's a high school. Okay. So we can say we have several in this country, right? Okay. That is good. And what about Baraton? Nobody mentioned Baraton. Nyanchwa. There's one in Nyanchwa. That's a high school. Okay. Karura. There's one in Karura in Nairobi. Okay. So we can say that the Adventist Church, in these institutions, we were very good. We started education. We believe in education, right? We believe in health message, so we have dispensaries and hospitals. We also have cooking classes and all this. We believe in the health. So, as a tool for evangelism, our schools, how are they doing? So we will be exploring that a little bit. So let me read one statement, then I'll invite, if I can get about 3 people to sit there, so that I'll post certain areas that you'll be making comments on. As far as evangelism, our schools serving as evangelistic tools or outlets. Evangelism, I'm just reading here, evangelism has always been the intrinsic motivation of the Seventh-day Adventist Church. Evangelism is essential for the growth and survival of the church. It is said that if the church ceases to evangelize, it's just a generation away from extinction. And that is why when you see some of us grandparents like myself, you can understand in the church, because it just gives you a total of 9 people in the church, and I'm the only one who is young. So let us many times appreciate what we have. Okay? God has blessed us with that. Rescue the perishing is the watchword of evangelism. It's also the ultimate objective of Adventist education. For education ministry is designed to restore in man the image of his maker. So, I want to see, I just want now to talk, do we have a parent here whose child is either in high school or primary school or Baraton or somewhere in Adventist school? I would like that parent, if you are here, I want you to come here, because I want us to talk about this thing together, to share this education experience together. Any parent ambaye mtoto wake yuko Adventist school? Oh my. Okay. Any student that graduated from an Adventist institution? I'm going back to that question. Hakuna. Is there any teacher here who is teaching in a Seventh-day Adventist institution? Or a staff member of an Adventist institution? Oh, Lord have mercy. Okay, is there any, okay, Sasa, you see I have to make this on the feet. Is there any parent here whose child is not going to an Adventist institution? Who is not? Yes. So, okay, there are 2. So, Who is willing among you three to sit there? Because we're going to pose some questions to you. Utatusaidia tu, we are going through this together. No, it does not. Thank you, Sister Lydia. Amen? Okay, so I got one. I'm still looking for another one. I'm really looking for an educator in the Adventist system. Okay? Yes. Okay, who feels like, okay, we're going to highlight a few things. The spiritual benefits have, as our institution, as you know it, given any spiritual benefit to our children. And other benefits in the school which you can comment, like StudentTeacher Ratio. What advantages, what benefits does our system have over the public school? This is what we want to talk about. And I wanted to experience, Pastor is not here, at least we have a parent there. What kind of academic performances do we get, and so on? Is there anybody who thinks that on the feet you can join that team and help us just navigate through this, even from our saints ministers? This now will be just thinking. When we pose a question, you can also share. You don't have to have gone through the system. Yes, my sister, thank you. Yeah, join us. Let's get one brother. Kwa vile sasa hatukupata walimu, waja to share pamoja. Okay? Yes, my brother, God bless your heart. Okay, so we'll go Kamafa because we like to highlight these things. I will ask that, just have a seat, my sister. We have one microphone there. You can all share because we'll be one person at a time. So, question number one, pick up the phone and just tell us your name. And if you have your profession, you also mention it.
Good morning. I'm Nyovi Lydia. I'm a teacher.
Lydia? Okay. Just give it to the other sister.
Good morning. My name is Sarah Akademiri. I am a trained teacher, but I work as a nurse. I'm also a nurse. I left teaching.
Thank you.
But I worked in an SDA school.
So yeah, we got one. Thank you. And my brother?
Good morning. My name is Davis. I went to a secular high school, but we were given the freedom of worship. So we could start worship on Friday evening through Sabbath evening. And I went to campus where we were also given freedom to worship. The only campus in the world, the only secular campus in the world with an Adventist church. That is Kenyatta University. So I have the privilege of having attended institutions that give us freedom to worship.
Thank you. So now we're going to go. The first thing is we are told that our institutions are supposed to help us spiritually or grow our children and also act as evangelistic too. So I'm going to go to the sister's academy? Yes. Because you have that touch, I want to ask you, how successful are our schools as evangelistic institutions from your experience? And please limit your comments to 2 minutes so that we can cover everything that we have here. Thank you.
From my experience, I can say that in terms of evangelism, we are doing so well. Like I remember we used to have, whenever we had week of prayers, a guest will be sent in the school and the students will have an opportunity of participating in the week of prayer. We also used to have camp meetings, and of course we have morning devotions and whatever, so it's very successful.
Okay, now, when it's successful, yes. Can you attach a number to it? Like, how did you measure that success? Apart from the spiritual strengthening of our children, how did our message get out? Do we have other students that joined the church as a result of that being in an Adventist institution? Thank you.
Yes, I remember the last school I taught is Kitui SDA school, and we had students who were non-Adventist. But by the time they were leaving school, some of them were baptized. So I suspect there are still Adventists out there.
Okay, thank you very much. Next question, we can give it to our sister here. As you hold on to that, my sister, Seventh-day Adventist schools focus on preparing students not just for success in this life, but for eternity. The ultimate goal of each teacher is to see each student in a personal relationship with Jesus Christ, so that even those who are not Adventists, when they join, we help them to develop a relationship with Jesus Christ. For my sister here, Sister Lydia, my question to you is, you came as a parent whose children are not going to Adventist schools. As there in our Adventist schools, what do you see as challenges that perhaps make it difficult for parents who may even want to take their children there to not take their children there? What one or two things you think that if they are adjusted, perhaps they will be more attractive to parents to bring their kids there? Thank you.
You're asking about challenges in the SDA schools?
Yes, Seventh-day Adventist schools. For those parents whose children are not there, what do you think would be the challenges or some things that we can improve in our schools to attract those parents to bring their children?
Okay, number one, what made me not take my kids to the SDA schools is about the quality of education there. Like the schools I know around don't have enough facilities. And also there is, the teachers are not well motivated. So I felt that low motivation to teachers will affect even the kids about their self-confidence and so on.
Thank you, thank you. That's really an insightful. I hope that some of our leaders would be registering these things. And thank you so much. So the observation is some of the teachers may not be as motivated in order to bring the best out of the student. Now, thank you for sharing that, my sister. I have about 6, 7 items here that I would like to see if we can highlight. So, in that case, I'll come back maybe before the brother, my sister Kakamega there. The student, can you comment on the student-teacher ratio in our Adventist schools as you know them? In your mind, just compare them with public school. Are they better or not? You may not have to put numbers in them.
I think we are better in Adventist school because mostly our institutions are not very populated. So you'll find like in a class you have 20 or 25. So 1 to 25 is better than in public school where you can have 1 to 50.
1 to 50.
Yes.
Okay. So with that good ratio like that, we would expect that parents would love it and say that's the right place to take our children. So there might be other issues that keep away parents, as our sister has already highlighted some of them. Is cost perhaps one of them? You know, the public school may be cheaper, and yes, my sister, you want to make a comment on that?
Okay, the ratio may be good, but now what about that, the qualifications of that teacher? You know, if you have that low ratio with a good teacher, you'll be more motivated. Because what I know in our institutions, that is SDA institutions, there is a high turnover of teachers. Most of the teachers who teach there are on board. Immediately they are employed by government, they leave. Another one comes in.
Okay.
So the ratio may be low, but the quality of the teachers is questionable to some extent.
Because we are losing the experienced teachers. As soon as they gain experience, they go. And there could be a number of factors. Could even be the salary, the pay. The pay might not, it may be better with the ministry. Okay, and this is from North America, that might not apply here. Most Seventh-day Adventist schools have a low student-teacher ratio, which allows for better interaction. So, academic achievement, my brother, I'll bring that to you. you can give us an insight compared to public school. Do you think our schools get better academic achievement? And by that I mean they perform better, and maybe most students from the institution will end up in college or university compared to a public school. Is that true? Do you think you can make a comment on that? How is our academic achievement?
I can say it depends with the school because we've seen some of our schools doing good, like Segero. If I can remember well, last year it almost had more than 90% entry into the universities. So some of our schools are doing quite well, and some are not doing well. So generally, I can say our performance is average, and we are doing better. We are doing better than some of the public schools.
Okay, thank you. Hand over the mic to my sister there.
Okay, let me speak in terms of the nursing field.
Yeah.
In nursing, nurses from Baraton are rated so high. I remember when we are looking for jobs, those who are in Baraton are considered first. Their CV is good out there, so I can say the quality of our education is good. That is it with the nurses. I don't know with the teachers.
Okay, that's true, because I know even, I think some of our institutions do very well in the training. I can talk about my daughter when she finished Loma Linda medical school, and almost all the students on Loma Linda just hired like that by the medical hospitals and so on. So yeah, there's an element of excellence in the performances, but as has been pointed out by our sister, maybe we have a lot to pull up in some of our institutions, and especially the high schools, some of the high schools and primary schools. Now, I think the last question, and then I want to open to the floor to see some comments there. How much are parents involved in the education of their children in Adventist schools? Any one of you can pick up the mic. Is there parental involvement in our Adventist schools, or they're just the same as the public schools? Are we better?
Okay, I'll talk on the side of discipline. When it comes to discipline, I feel the SDA schools are doing better than the public schools. From the friends who have students there, in many cases, parents are not called so frequently about discipline cases. But in public schools, it's very high.
Very high in discipline. Okay, thank you.
I can say the parents are very much involved in the SDA schools. They make sure their children have Bibles, song books, and whatever spiritual materials that may have been required. So I think they're...
Okay, thank you. You know, one of the areas of involvement, of how you involve a parent, is how often do you get information about the performance of your child? How often does a teacher call you to say, come, we discuss your child, your performance? Is it just the same day as the public schools where you wait for prayer day? So that you are almost very much up to date with information on how your child is progressing. And if certain decisions are supposed to be made, the school wants to make some decisions about your child, do you get involved? Or you have become a stranger to ambayo tu unapata tu information when things have been done. In other countries, there's a lot of involvement, so that the parent is really very, very much up to date with what is going on with a student. Now, finally, then I'll open to the floor. What about the curriculum? Do we have the curriculum of the public school and the Adventist school, is there any difference? Are there some additional things that are more advantageous to the child compared to public school? Who is able to comment on that?
I think, Elder, on that, our schools are doing pretty well because the students are taught all round in every aspect. They are involved in things like cleaning in the school, In some schools, they are even involved in the farm. I've watched some documentaries about, there's a school in Canada called Fountain View, and it's a high school, I think. You can see that the students are quite involved. They work in the farm. They also assist in some things like laundry, like cleaning the classes and all that. And I think that is a good aspect because once the students come out of that, you find that they are all round. They know life from very many aspects as compared to the public schools where maybe people feel that involving kids in such things is like punishing them. So I think we are doing pretty well.
Amen, amen. Sister Lydia.
Okay, the only difference comes in when it comes to co-curricular activities. We are not doing so well. I think what affects us most of the competitions, these sites are on Saturdays. So because of that, SDA schools do not participate. Maybe the church should come in so that such events are put on weekdays, but not Saturdays.
Try how to put that, yes. Okay, thank you. On that aspect, I still have a few minutes that I would like to open to the floor. Sorry? You want to say something before I bring it officially to the floor? What is that, my brother? So is this, do they want to say something? Sorry. Okay. That's okay. Okay. As we talk about this, this was just somebody, like they are people that are very, very powerful. In fact, I have a message here. I just came online that there are people that have very many positive testimonies about what as the kind of education that we get. In fact, this parent says, given a chance, I and my entire class of 2002, I don't know which institution is that, maybe Baraton, and with 2002, we take our children to an Adventist institution because of the positive. Adventist institutions are set up strategically also in rural areas so that they can reach even students that may be other, or rather they can our students are protected from influences that may be negative, okay? All right, thank you for that. I just wanted to add that in our institutions also, beyond the students getting experiences out of class in our schools, they get opportunities to participate in the community. Some of them visit if there is an old people's home or something, go and help somebody. So they get these experiences of interacting with the community. Okay? So I want to, before we conclude, I want to open to the floor so I can take some comments. We are talking about the benefits of our education system and schools and what we need to improve as well at the same time, okay? And we would like to have feedback from those who are graduates of those schools or instructors in those schools or even pastors. Thank you. So I'll take the first hand there, my brother.
Thank you so much. I'm neither of the three that you've mentioned, but I had a privilege to go to a school that was affiliated to the SDA church. I think maybe I would give two areas that we need to improve on.
Okay.
We all agree that the Adventist schools are okay, and most of us would want to be, or rather